Good morning, all.
Good morning.
As we set aside this time for brief announcements that will be of interest to our community and friends. Please be succinct when announcing upcoming events or updates. If you have an announcement, please raise your hand when Julia or I call on you. Come up to the podium or unmute yourself and then speak. Dolores?
Women's group tomorrow, 1:30. We've changed the time right here.
Men's group, 10 o'clock tomorrow. Be there or be square.
Start. Thank you. Next week, Michael Essalon will present Ragged Edges. Ooh. Okay. Let us take a moment to still our hearts, quiet our minds, and center ourselves. When you feel lost, come on home where you are loved. When you feel alone, come on home where you are loved. When you feel overwhelmed, come on home where you are loved. When you feel confused, come on home where you are loved. When you just want to be with family and friends, come on home where you are loved. Welcome home. Sue will light the chalice, or shall I? And those of you at home, you're invited to light your chalice now. We gather this hour as people of faith with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope as a sign of our quest for truth and meaning in celebration of the life we share together. Before we sing the first hymn, let me remind our remote participants to leave yourselves muted. However, we want you and whoever's with you to sing as big and loud as you like, and that goes for all of you too. Make it a joyous experience. Please stand in body or spirit and sing the opening hymn, Come Sing a Song with Me, number 346.
Now you'll notice I get to pretend I'm tall today. You'll find out there's a reason for that in a little bit, okay? 1, 2, 3. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know your mind and I'll bring you home when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the wind.
Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist community of Cambria. We are glad you have joined us today. Our UUCC sanctuary sits on land that the Salinan and Chumash indigenous peoples historically inhabited. Before the establishment of the Chumash and Salinan nations as distinct cultural groups, the region was occupied by Paleo-Indians, the earliest ancestors of all indigenous Californians. These migratory groups were believed to have arrived in California between 13,000 and 15,000 years ago, originating from Asian populations that crossed the Bering Land Bridge into North America. Over millennia, these early settlers developed into the diverse cultures known today. The Chumash and Salinan cultures specifically are estimated to have occupied their traditional territories for over 3,000 years, and that's roughly 100 generations before European contact. Linguists categorize the Chumash and Salinan languages within the Hokan language stock, which is considered one of the oldest linguistic families in California. This suggests their ancestors were among the first waves of people to settle the coastal regions. We honor their contribution to this region and give thanks for the opportunity to gather in faith in their unceded territory. Let us respect the legacy and protect their history as we occupy this sacred space. As Unitarian Universalists, we celebrate religious diversity and welcome all who journey in search of faith and spirituality. The UUCC is a lay-led congregation run by the democratic process. We invite speakers from different religious traditions and spiritual or scientific backgrounds, as well as community leaders to speak at our pulpit. We encourage presentations covering a variety of topics and areas of interest that connect with the UU 7 principles and 6 values: equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, justice, and interdependence, with love at the center. Today's service centers around the 4th principle. We affirm and promote a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. My name is Randy Schwalbe. Thank you. And I am your worship associate for this morning's service. Kind of like we're trained to pause there. We extend a special welcome to today's guests and visitors. We're glad you've joined us this morning. If you wish, please introduce yourself or your guest.
I'm Candace.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
She's my friend.
Yep.
I got dibs on her. Okay.
And her name is Candy, and she's as sweet as it sounds.
Aww.
Sweet.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
All right. If you're not on our mailing list, please visit the UUCC website at uuccambria.org so that we can keep you informed about all of our activities. Members and friends, please check out what's going on, the newsletter sent to you every week. This is a great way to keep up to date with our latest news. And to see this or any of our past Zoom services, the recordings can be found on the UUCC website. So again, good morning and welcome to everyone. The affirmation is both a recognition of the nature of this community, as well as a promise to which we aspire. Let us now sing the affirmation.
Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth and freedom, and to help, and to help one
Yes, indeed, we take this time to celebrate all those who are having a birthday this month. It's March. Who knew? Birthdays are special, a day when we celebrate your entry into this world and honor your existence. If you have a birthday this month, please raise your hand. When Julia or I call on you, please reveal your special date. Rebecca.
March 20th, the first day of spring.
Yay. Okay, anybody else? Julia?
No birthday announcements on Zoom. Back to you.
Rebecca, it's all yours. This is Rebecca's month.
Happy birthday, Rebecca.
Okay, this birthday candle honors all our friends and family members who are also celebrating birthdays this month. Okay, now is the time for sharing your heartfelt joys and concerns with this, your spiritual community. Please feel free to come forward and briefly express a personal celebration, sorrow, reflection, or gratitude. The collective flames of these candles embody all the joys and concerns which may have gone unspoken today, but are also deeply felt in this community. The first reading is an excerpt from Atlas of the Heart by Cassandra Brene Brown, a researcher, lecturer, author, and motivational speaker who specializes in mental health and shame research. Vulnerability is the emotion that we experience during times of uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. It first emerged in my dissertation research, and it has been validated by every study I've done since. Through our research and training, we've asked tens of thousands of people to give us examples of vulnerability from their own lives. These are a few of the answers that directly pierce the emotion. The first date after my divorce. Talking about race with my team. Trying to get pregnant after my second miscarriage. Talking about my feelings. Sharing my own business. Watching my child leave for college. Remembering that leaders don't have all the answers, but ask important questions. Apologizing to a colleague about how I spoke to him in a meeting. Sending my son to orchestra practice knowing how badly he wants to make first chair and knowing there's a really good chance he will not make the orchestra at all. Waiting for the doctor to call back. Giving and getting feedback. Getting back up to bat after striking out. While these are uncomfortable and difficult experiences, there is no evidence that they are indicators of weakness. In fact, this is one of the biggest myths of vulnerability. We have found that across cultures, most of us were raised to believe that being vulnerable is weak. This sets up an unresolvable tension for most of us because we were raised to be brave. There's no courage without vulnerability. Courage requires the willingness to lean into uncertainty, risk, and emotional exposure. In a world where perfectionism, pleasing, and proving are used as armor to protect our egos and our feelings, it takes a lot of courage to show up and be all in when we can't control the outcome. It also takes discipline and self-awareness to understand what to share and with whom. Vulnerability is not oversharing. It's sharing with people who have earned the right to hear our stories and our experiences. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's our greatest measure of courage. Let us join in a time of meditation, of prayer, and of silence. Let us seek the quiet and the calm, laying aside our struggles. And in the silence, may there be a reverence in our hearts, a thankfulness within our spirit, and a deepened understanding of the meaning of our lives. Let us enter the stillness. When love and compassion are present in us and we send them outward, then that is truly prayer. Further, in sending love outward, we may notice a change in our own heart. The second reading is an excerpt from All About Love by Gloria Jean Watkins, better known by her pen name, Bell Hooks. She was an American author, theorist, educator, and social critic who was a distinguished professor in residence at Berea College. That's in Kentucky. Enjoying the benefits of living and loving in community empowers us to meet strangers without fear and extend to them the gift of openness and recognition. Just by speaking to a stranger, acknowledging their presence on the planet, we make a connection. Every day, we all have an opportunity to practice the lessons learned in community. Being kind and courteous connects us with one another. In Peck's book, The Different Drum, he reminds us that the goal of genuine community is to, quote, seek ways in which to live within ourselves and others in love and peace, unquote. Unlike other movements for social change that require joining organizations and attending meetings, we can begin the process of making community wherever we are. We can begin by sharing a smile, a warm greeting, a bit of conversation, by doing a kind deed, or by acknowledging kindness offered to us. Daily, we can work to bring our families into greater community with one another. My brother was pleased when I suggested that he think about moving to the same city where I live so that we could see each other more. It enhanced his feeling of belonging, and it made me feel loved that he wanted to be where I was. Whenever I hear friends talk about estrangement from family members, I encourage them to seek a path of healing, to seek the restoration of bonds. At one point, my sister, who was a lesbian, felt that she wanted to break away from the family because family members were often homophobic. Affirming and sharing her rage and disappointment, I also encouraged her to find ways to stay connected. Over time, she has seen major positive changes. She has never seen fear give way to understanding, which would not have happened had she accepted estrangement as the only response to the pain of rejection. Whenever we heal family wounds, we strengthen community. Doing this, we engage in loving practice. That love lays the foundation for the constructive building of community with strangers. The love we make in community stays with us wherever we go. And with this knowledge as our guide, we make any place we go a place where we return to love. The anthem today is titled Hold It All, written and sung by today's speaker, Cate Armstrong. Cate?
You and started off simple. I'm just gonna sing, so hope you enjoy. I know you've seen all sides of me, and I know it's not all pretty, but thanks for walking with me as I try. I know that nothing's black and white, but I still try to catch a ride with certainty. It's a crime. There's no one way to tell it all. We've both got wounds, we're both at fault. I think I'll need reminders till I die. I guess that all I'm trying to say is I don't regret the mess we made, just learning to take it all in stride. So I straighten my spine, open my mouth, let all the truth pour on out. I can hold it all. I've had enough time to think and learn, don't need to let this bridge burn. I can hold it all. I can hold it all. I can hold it all. You might say I feel a lot, but I gotta try and call my shots. Why are you concerned with what I'm not? My anger's seen the light of day, and I won't forget the role you played. But don't think for a second my love's gone. You're still the guy I met that day, and I'm still the girl who tried to stay, holding on to hope you'd be the one. It seems that no one's story fits the truth, that I got sick of it. Will you try to hold it all with me? So we straighten our spines, open our mouths, let all the truth pour on out. We can hold it all. We've had enough time to think and learn. Don't need to let this bridge burn. We can hold it all. We can hold it all. We can hold it all. Seems too simple to let it go. Isn't there a purpose for this pain? Well, resentment is a one-act show that never makes its way to fame. So I straighten my spine, I open my mouth, let all the truth pour on out. I can hold it all. I've had enough time to think and learn. Don't need to let this bridge burn. I can hold it all. 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 I can hold it all.
Thank you, Kate. That was delightful. Okay, today's talk is titled "Make Space for the Beauty," to be delivered by Cate Armstrong, from whom you just heard. Cate Armstrong is here to feel. As a Cal Poly sociology alumna, not alumnus, but alumna, turned San Luis Obispo local singer-songwriter and mental health advocate, Cate pours her heart and often overthinking mind into authentic storytelling and sensitive lyrics. Her dreamy folk songs have evolved through the seasons she's lived as a young adult, utilizing simple acoustic guitar melodies to carry her honest and intricate vocals. Known to be a Gen Z with an old soul, she brings a learned optimism to life's lessons, with ripe vulnerability in her feelings about herself and the world, right here, right now. The social connection of it all motivates her to get out in the community by exploring the intersection of music and activism within peer support groups and volunteer connections, working with Transitions Mental Health Association. And now, Cate Armstrong. Kate?
Good morning, everyone. Hello. What a pleasure it is to be here with you all. Yeah, obviously you got a little taste of who I am and my song right there, but we're going to spend the next 25 minutes together and hopefully get to know each other and get familiar with what it means to me to make space for the beauty. So, yeah, I'll kick us off with a little space setting. So for me, that is just kind of wanting to familiarize myself with myself and you. So first things first, I obviously don't know most of you here, so it's nice to meet you and get acquainted in this way. But I just want to honor that we're all coming into this room today bringing lots of different stories and feelings and experiences, and I hope that whatever it is that comes up for you, you can sit with it and welcome it and know that in this space of the talk that I'm bringing, it's safe and welcome here. So thanks for being who you are. Second, I have to be honest with you. I have not been to many church services in my life. And what really excites me and motivates me about getting to be here is to learn from you and to know that, you know, from what I've learned from Randy and Mary, is this is an incredibly caring and curious and committed community. So again, just really excited to be with you. And lastly, I love participation. So there's going to be a couple points where I might ask some questions, might ask you to chime in. So don't feel like you're being put on the spot. It's voluntary. But I always see these spaces as a way that we're creating this together. So to highlight that, anybody familiar with Carole King out there? Yes. Yes. Good. I'm glad. Yes. She's the greatest. I love her. And I read her memoir a couple years ago. I've always adored her. My first record that I ever got was Tapestry, of course. I love it. But in her memoir, one of her quotes really stood out to me, and it's that performing wasn't something to fear. It was merely a larger circle of collaboration. The more I communicated my joy with the audience, the more joy they communicated back to me. So hopefully we can create this space together. So I'd love to just ask you a couple questions before I get into the bulk of it. Also, to be transparent, I used to be a tour guide at Cal Poly, so you might get a flavor of that in this. So I just want to learn a little bit more about you. So if you might raise your hand, do you live in Cambria? Yeah. Okay, cool. Anybody live in Cayucas? Okay. Morro Bay? San Luis Obispo? Okay, we're Cambria forward. This is good. Beautiful. Raise your hand if you've been coming for less than 6 months, or if it's your first day. Cool. See you. Over a year have you been coming? Okay. 2 years? 3 years? 4 years? 10 years? Okay. So you know what you're doing here. You know what this is all about. So that's beautiful. All right. Well, thanks for letting me in on that. It's good to get to know you a little bit more. So yeah, to begin, I'm going to share an experience I just had. I was lucky enough to just do a TEDx talk in San Diego, 2 weeks ago at this point. So I thought I would return to that I shared and kind of bring you into that message and elongate it a little bit. So the title of the talk was Make Space for the Beauty. And I was lucky enough to share a song and some storytelling. So that's what I'm going to start with you all today. So maybe before I get into that, we can just take a little deep breath together. So we can inhale, exhale. Can you hear that? All right, here we go. It hasn't always been easy to accept the things I didn't want to see, to make space for the beauty. I'm a walking contradiction. I wish I could come here today and simplify my feelings into one truth. The best I can do is give an honest snapshot of life. I am continuously changing. An unruly combination of my light and dark, despite believing it's an imbalance I can fix. But maybe you're like me and quietly hyperfixate on the growing pains while projecting to have it all together. For me, it's in the disconnect of my dream home vision board from my tornado of a bedroom. In the imposter syndrome of leading mental health support groups, while still learning how to tend to my own wounds. In the numbness of scrolling between terror regimes and sun-kissed vacation photo dumps, wondering how these realities can coexist. Think, scroll, fix, think, scroll, scroll, fix, do, and all roads lead to self-blame. Look, I'm a first-time human, right? As we all are. But it's no wonder I leave shake out the demons to the bottom of my to-do list, right next to making an appointment at the DMV. I tire of the story of not enoughness over embracing the magic of life's messiness. The truth is, I still want to dance around like a kid despite being an adult fresh off my parents' insurance. The truth is, I put my community care into action by facilitating dialogues and letter writing, yet I'm constantly humbled by what I don't know. The truth is, I want my songs to be glimmers of a brighter world, yet still tremble while advocating for them. I will always be both. The desire to be more and the gap between the becoming and the being. I can't be everything, but I can just be. My song, The Beauty, emerged in gentle revisions and growing acceptance that I am both bold and anxious, relaxed and ambitious, sad and beautiful. Music does that for me. It provides space to soften the edges of hardened truths. So here and now, with you all, I embrace these contradictions, not by fixing, but simply allowing the beauty to exist. And this is the song that made it all happen. It's called The Beauty. Hope you enjoy. I got a 4-letter name, and I don't know my age. I accessorize with an open heart that bleeds on the page. I stop time when I sing. I lost Grandma Jane's ring. It's important I listen to the words that you're telling me. But it hasn't always been easy to accept the things I didn't wanna see, to make space for the beauty. I read 6 books at a time, 'cause I wanna know why it's so hard to get through this life. Feels like everyone's blind. We've got so much to love, yet I think I'm too much when I try to remind someone of the good they're made of. But it hasn't always been easy to accept the things I didn't wanna see, to make space for the beauty. I can pin it down as good or bad, if I can fit it in a box, if I don't have the choice to take it all back, I'll make peace with what I've got. So it'll never, never ever be easy to accept the things I don't wanna see, to make space for the beauty. It's just how I see, and I love how I see. So there you have it. Yeah, thanks for listening. Yeah, it's a tender one for me. I mean, it's been such a practice over time, but to be truthful with you, this song really came to life when my mom's brother passed away, and it's kind of my first experience seeing into that level of grief. And I was just so shocked by how steadfast she was in knowing that there is space for the grief and there's joy that we need to return to replenish ourselves to get through it. So that's really where that song was born, you know, out of such a painful memory. But I think that's what's so beautiful for me about songwriting, and I feel so lucky that I have been able to commit to this craft over time, is it really allows me to make space for the beauty by pouring that pain into a medium like a song. So for me, that's really how I've gotten comfortable talking about these really hard things and getting comfortable with my own humanity, because I've been practicing my vulnerability, and that's obviously a big part of why I'm talking about this today, and you know why we had the quote from Brene Brown to kick us off, because it's a buzzword these days, right? We hear it thrown around, but to actually be in those moments, all those moments that she listed and described, is a whole other lived experience. And those are the moments that I'm really passionate about, and why I think practicing vulnerability is so important. So that's one of my first points that I'm going to talk about. And the remainder of this is we're going to go over vulnerability as a practice. And with that, we're going to talk about identifying our joys within this process and how to come back to ourselves. And really how to do that with other people, how to do that in community. I mean, you all are already top notch at that, gathering, being together. You know, you're so joyful when you arrived, you just want to connect. So you already got that down. But yeah, I mean, for me, there's no question of why this is a need. We know how much loneliness is really striking our world, you know, social media and not having the same rituals and routines of gathering in community. It makes it really hard to show up and connect with one another. But we all deserve to be seen and be known. So like I said, for me, that's really come through committing to this craft of songwriting and getting to be a part of this world of music and going to shows and getting connected with other musicians and really feeling seen in that process. So with that, it makes me think about how we can use our joy as a tool to come back to those feelings that are hard to process. And I come at this from a lens of mental health as well. I have been working for Transitions Mental Health Association for the last couple years, facilitating support groups. So it's really important to me that we figure out how we can make space to commit to our crafts, commit to our hobbies, commit to our vulnerabilities, and commit to each other. So with that, I'd love a little participation moment. I'd love to welcome you in. So I'd love to learn from you all if you have any hobbies or activities or things that you return to that just make you happy, that allow you to feel alive. So if you want to raise your hand, share any ideas of things that you love to do. Singing. Good. Well, this is a good place for you then. Being out in nature. Yes. Connecting with things that are bigger than us. That's beautiful. Yeah, and I think you make a good point too of it is scary, and it's kind of always scary. And especially for me, I could think back to one of the first times I sang at an open mic night, and I was so terrified because all of the musicians there were so cool and they had it all down, and I was like, who wants to hear these vulnerable little songs that I've written? But it's like, seems to be that that's the thing that really draws people together, is when you're actually living through that fear, then magic happens. So kudos to you. And singing and being outside, got to stay connected. So with that, I want to offer a quote from one of my favorite books. It's called The Lightmaker's Manifesto by an author named Karen Walrond. And she talks all about how we have to use our joys to facilitate the spark of change. And being able to use it as fuel for our activism and be able to identify how can we use these things that really light us up to be able to connect with people and to be able to make change in our communities. So she says, we can mindfully identify and call on the gifts and skills and experiences that we already have, the talents and traits that already bring joy into our lives, the things that light us up, and ritualize them. So it's thinking about not reinventing the wheel, but just figuring out things that you already love to do. So an example for me is, like I said, I've worked for Transitions Mental Health Association, and I was working in the wellness centers, which offers peer-led support groups. So we come together on the basis of lived experience of mental health challenges, whether it be for yourself or in your family. And naturally, it's a space where safety is cultivated, vulnerability is welcomed, and we want to share our stories and connect with each other. But I want to share a group that was my most popular group was music sharing, because all we had to do was sit in a circle, everybody just brings a song, we play it on the screen, play it on YouTube, and people just tell a story about it. And I've heard things like, this song brings me back to prom in the 80s, or this song really helped me get through my divorce, or I just learned this new song and I wanted to share it with someone. So to me, that communicates, we don't have to show up knowing what we're doing. We just have to show up and want to connect with people. So for me, when I think about making space for the beauty in that way, it's how can I be courageous and wanting to be available to those places and not thinking that I have to outsource my inspiration or motivation, but can just show up and figure it out from there. So identifying that in community can be so powerful to see and be seen in that process of figuring it out and be supported along the way. So to kind of meld that message all as one, for me, it kind of just came to the point of there's a lot of things I really want to do. There's a lot of ways I really want to contribute to change making around. And I just have to start with what I have. So my friends and I started a little activism group. We get together every other week and we take turns educating each other on different social issues going on in the world. We call our representatives together. We go to events from nonprofits. And I've been pretty terrified because, as we've identified, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and it's really overwhelming to know where to start, but at least for me in the connection of community, I feel like it's possible to make mistakes and to keep working towards a future that I hope to see. So with that, I really want to encourage any steps that feel authentic to you, whether that be weaving in your joy or whether that be just starting with the community you already have. You know, I'm not sure what you all get up to together, but you've got all you need. And I would love to ground that in a final little song that we can sing together. So this is going to be just a little tidbit of a chorus of a song that I wrote as a promotion for the Central Coast Hotline. It's a 24/7 confidential crisis line for mental health. And yeah, the song is called All I Need, and it's just to remember that wherever you are, you know, there's always just a little step you can take. So I'm going to sing it once just so you can get familiar with it, and then we can all sing it a couple times together just to close out this time. So thanks for listening, and here we go. It goes like this. I've got all I need. I've got all I need. Then we're going to go up. I've got all I need right in front of me. All right, I think we can do that together. Cool. Ready? I've got all I need. I've got all I need. I've got all I need right in front of me. One more time. I've got all I need. I've got all I need. I've got all I need right in front of me. Beautiful. Thank you so much.
The morning offering will now be given and received. Please remember, we are a self-sustaining congregation and provide all financial resources for our many ministries. We recognize the spiritual value of generosity and invite you to participate. If you're viewing this service remotely, please use one of the methods shown on the screen. Thank you. Our thanks for all gifts given and received for the work of this community. Okay. Let's please stand in body or spirit and sing the closing hymn, Love, Come Take Me Home, by Jan Elliker and Cliff Harden.
2, 3.
I've been a traveler on a lonesome road. Its winding has drawn me away, so far from home. I turn my footsteps and hurry on, but still at the end of the day, I am so alone. So love, come take me home. Show me the way. I've wandered for too long. Love, come take me home to stay. Okay. An open door and open arms inviting me in to belong once more. A touch, a smile, a friendly face will make strangers family in that welcome place. So love, come take me home. Show me the way. I've wandered for too long. Love, come take me home to stay. We'll do it there. No more a traveler, no more to roam. A circle created by love will be my home. We'll share that circle and opening wide, so all weary wandering souls can be safe inside. So love, come take me home. Show me the way. I've wandered for too long. Love, come take me home to stay.
As we prepare to extinguish the chalice, let us recite the valediction. We extinguish this flame, but we keep its light in our hearts with this message of love and justice, taking it outside these walls to the world we live in. Please extinguish your chalice at home now. A quick announcement. Cate has accepted an invitation for us to take her out to brunch this morning. So at 11:45, we're going to meet at the Moonstone Bar and Grill, and you're welcome to join us if you wish. It'd be lovely to have you along. So Moonstone Bar and Grill at 11:45. Okay. Now, let us form a circle and join hands.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being here. It's a pleasure to connect with you all. I wish you the best out in your communities, taking care of yourselves and the world, however your joy brings it to you. Take care.
Good job.
Yay. There you go.